When developing your fundraising strategy, it's vital that you can clearly and effectively demonstrate how the financial support you receive, either from the public, grant funders, or corporate supporters, makes a real difference to the people you support. If you want to have a look at a handy resource that we've created, your case for financial support can be found as a template document in our online funding toolkit. Developing a case for support should be done as part of a well thought out funding strategy, and more support to do this, as I say, is available in our funding toolkit. Before you consider who to approach for financial support, you should focus on building a clear case for support for both the organisation as a whole and for each individual project that you're looking to fund. In order to build a compelling case for support, you need to evidence all of the areas outlined in this handy NCVO graphic. Developing for the project before you start to apply for funding will help you to identify which funders will be interested in your work. This will prevent you from wasting your time chasing funding or funders that are less likely to support you. The most important elements here are to use research and evidence to build a story of how the funding will make a real difference to real people's lives. Involving a range of stakeholders such as trustees, volunteers and staff, and most important, service users in the design and delivery of your project is vital. The National Lottery are increasingly funding only those projects with a clear evidence of need, which are either led by or closely involve those with lived experience of the issues you're addressing in the design of the project. They want to see applications with people in the lead, not driven by a committee. You need to evidence the need for the project, demonstrate the difference the funding will make, clearly define anyone who will benefit and how you will measure the outcomes. You need to also demonstrate your track record through proving why the funder should give you the money to do this work, what expertise, skills and knowledge you bring. Demonstrating added value will enhance any request for funding. Show not just how this will make a direct difference, but also what the byproduct will be. For example, better decision making at a local level, partnership working to avoid duplication, and the skills you will develop to pass on to others in the community. Finally, provide the evidence in pounds and pence with a clearly thought through, realistic and achievable budget to demonstrate how every penny spent will provide value for money. You should aim to include both qualitative and quantitative evidence and research in your case for support. Quantitative evidence is numerically based. For example, 100 people in the Driffield area have diabetes, and is evidence which can be measured or counted. Qualitative evidence is evidence that sets out to describe or explain or even tell a story. For example, conversation with people with diabetes in the Driffield area revealed sufferers had a distinct lack of trust in local health services. So here are some simple ways to go about gathering your evidence. For example, looking at the difference your work will make, you could use quotes from service users, videos of them talking about how your support helps them, how they could be helped further, and what more still needs to be done to make a real difference to them. Clearly define the audience for your work by using government statistics to show how many people need your help, how many you've already helped, and how many more could be reached with this funding. If the evidence doesn't already exist, work with your networks to gather it, such as networking groups, coalitions, your local council. You could use online polls, social media, or even door knocking with a questionnaire, whatever suits the project you're running. How you will demonstrate the difference you'll make, you need to clearly evidence the number of people you'll reach and how you'll gather both quantitative and qualitative data on the effectiveness of your work through, for example, questionnaires, quotes, testimonials, feedback on social media. What outcomes will you achieve, such as reduction in the number of people accessing NHS services, a reduction in the numbers arrested, or other such clear benefits for your community? To demonstrate your track record, gather evidence from a range of stakeholders, clients, suppliers, partner organisations, volunteers, staff and trustees. Clearly evidence why the funding should go to your group rather than any other. Again, this could be a video, emails received, newspaper articles, or photos of your activities. Demonstrating added value will enhance any request for funding. Show not just how it will make a direct difference, but also what the byproduct will be. Finally, provide the evidence in pounds and pence with your clear budget with contingency built into it. If you need any further help with putting together your case for support, identifying potential funders or applying for grant funding, please get in touch with us here at Airvas.